in the open house.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, backstage, we are about to open house. Alright. So you are going to sit in that chair right there. Yes, for you. All the other ones are reserved for people not touching the camera, meaning no one can get it. So the camera is taped over here.
Yes.
If someone bothers it, just adjust it. So everything's going live. If at any point you get any weird pop-ups or anything, that'd be unfortunate. There's a button. Right now it says stop broadcast because we are broadcasting. If it stops, if you don't see it sitting live anymore, hit stop. Hit start broadcast again.
Alright.
And we should be good. I don't anticipate any problems. We didn't have any last night.
Cool.
But mostly your job is to adjust the camera if anyone bothers it.
Lovely.
And keep all of this set up.
I can do that. I got to make a video.
What?
I got to make a video here.
Video's adorable. Took me a second. I was like, okay.
You gotta be his name, Ryan Duclos.
Yes. Yes, he's my buddy. Awesome. I am going to leave you to your task. You are in charge of the live stream. Say hi to the internet.
Hi, Internet.
This is Ellie. She's in charge of you. Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet. Can you tell if there are people viewing? There are 0 viewers, it says. So
I shall now be live streaming. So we're good.
I'm doing my last minute, like, things that you do once in a while.
oh, look, I just have my phone.
So you're locked in there. So.
I am in charge. So.
Special seats.
Yep. My job is to make sure people don't touch the camera.
Right. Okay.
We have a viewer. Hi, viewer.
What? If I was surrounded by people in the middle of the field. I hadn't said something biting in about 10 minutes. I haven't had my phone all day.
I get It's your choice to see whatever you want to say. It's for you.
That's right there. That's right there. Okay.
Hi.
On this side.
Cool. You can here. Alright. Are there more people coming?
There should be tons, yeah. We've got another half hour before the show takes off.
Yeah, I don't need to try to get there right before about I don't want to have emotions. And I was trying to figure out the little yellow thing. I was going to put it in the thing and he's like, I think you're supposed to wear this way. It's not a sticker. It's like a little coin. It's a yellow coin.
So not parked in the library parking lot.
I don't know where it was. It's next to the county book or something. Well, anyway, so you put this in and then this, then you slide your card and then you do something. But I was like, but that's okay. It's not my page for I want to make sure my phone sometimes. Yeah, because I wanted it chocolate to get more. Years ago, there's you just make it stop. I don't want to talk anymore.
Your name is Kathy Kane, ensemble Bone Chaos in the Castle.
And it makes not talking anymore. Falling all the way down. There we go. Usually I'm good about that. Or if you go in there, and they're like, make sure you turn your phones off. And mine mine's on silent. Should I turn it off? They shouldn't, but. Yeah, this is the I'm not kidding. That, no, I didn't get it. Okay. Oh, you turn off. 1960. And then we went like, I don't know. Really? It's just weird. Okay, then. Oh, well. That's good. Oh. Oh, but at least she was listening. Oh, wow. Did you check her feet? Sarah, how is your sister? She's in the once again,
I'm barely 17. You don't know me, but I take you somewhere. I was like, because I don't live so far from
Not really, but we never have gas in the cars. Like we're taking forever to keep gas in the cars.
I try to keep the gas in the car.
So if I ever took the car, I would be able to get like.
I like long range for here. I just like But I never actually
6 miles, then my car break.
It's like my teeth were really bad. It's like you know, like a total stuff.
Did you ask your mom to drop me? Yes.
Saving this one. I don't know where she is. She be here. She live this far away from downtown. I live further from there.
Or maybe
I did that show reaction. Like, you know, theaters. Yeah, I found like a light.
I mean, Margaret and Jewett.
No, but if I get like a tattoo, like giant, you're saying, I know, but if I get it was like,
What's his name in your phone?
It's dragon. I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's I think so. No, because it was something else. No, I have a new one.
yeah, like.
I didn't know from last night, but I will let you know. My cat's my dog.
You put it in a pocket.
They might have really good information.
I got in a triple life no, two teams, just
Good evening. Hey, thank you for coming out tonight. This is Company Q, and welcome to the world premiere of Ripples. This is an original work that was written by the Company Q ensemble that you're going to see in just a moment. Let's see. Now, Company Q is in its third year, and we are Lexington's own queer youth theater ensemble. Give that a hand, please. All right, and we'd like to thank a lot of other support organizations that help make us possible. We would like to thank the Gay and Lesbian Service Organization, where our company is housed, and we are also a proud member of the Pride Youth Theater Alliance, and we are also funded by the Mukti Fund, and so we would like to have you put your hands together and thank them for supporting us. Now, today's show takes a very intimate look at suicide and the effects of suicide. And we understand that this can be a difficult subject. And so if at any time during the performance you feel you need to leave, please do. The exits, of course, are right in the very back and to my left and out that way. Let's see here. Now, we promise it's not going to bother us, all right? If you need to leave, please take care of you, all right? Now, if you need to talk to someone, we actually have some counselors that are being provided by NAMI, and Miss Marcy in the back, hey, there we go. So if you need to talk to somebody either during the show or after the show, please talk to her. And I believe she also has some resources and support material, things like that you can take along with you. Also, we would like to say hi. We've never done this before. We would like to say hi to our internet audience. So everybody on the count of three, say hi, internet. Hi. 1, 2, 3. Hi, internet. Cool. Now, we are live streaming right now on YouTube. And we are, let me talk to them. Hi, we are so happy that you are watching us right now. And also, if you need any resources, please, there are a couple of links right underneath the window that you are watching us on. And please visit www.trevorproject.com. Let's see here. Also, we'd ask if you please silence your cell phones if you got them on loud, I don't know. Silence your cell phones, and also please no flash photography during the performance. Let's see here, what else? I apologize, this was given to me just like 30 minutes ago, so it's a lot of stuff. So let's see here. Oh, after the performance is over today, all the actors are gonna stay on stage and we're gonna have the directors come up here too, and we're gonna have a Q&A. So if you have any questions about how this material was generated, or questions for the actors specifically in approaching the characters, we're more than happy to talk to you about those things. And also, Company Q has just launched our first annual campaign. And we would like all of you to consider donating to Company Q so that we can continue exploring our live and the queer experience through theater and our art. Yeah. Let's see here. The link is Indiegogo, and you can almost find it on your program. There's a spelling error. Company is the traditional spelling of company and not comma PNY or whatever it says there. So everything else about that link is correct, just the word company. And I think internet people, it is spelled correctly on your link, so you're fine. All right, let's see here. Also, if you would like to donate by texting, you can text the word Company Q, no spaces, to 50155, and they will prompt you for an amount and for payment info. Or if you would like to make a check or cash donation on your way out, please drop it in the bucket on your way out. Or if you want to run out, do it right now. Okay, sorry, give you that. All right, so we appreciate any support that you were able to provide us. And all right, got everything on the list. With all those things said, Company Q, we are very proud to present the world premiere of Ripples.
Little, zombies were all we used to talk about.
In some ways, Jimmy was a better mother than I was. He was so protective of his friends, Ruth and the others.
I think for a while my parents had wanted us to get married. Of course, that was doomed for more reasons than one.
It's true that I love Jimmy, and it's true that I hate him for it.
Swish, nothing but net, baby. I have got the perfect prank for that Jimmy kid.
When I was little and they asked me what I wanted to be, I always said the moon. Everyone else was saying NASCAR driver or princess or doctor or president. And here I was, wanting to be a celestial body. So I spent years being made fun of, having my shorts pulled down in gym class. How's that for a full moon, NASA girl? As if I needed one more reason to be different. On our first and only date, I told Jimmy that story. He immediately stopped me and said, "No, I get it. See, the moon knows dark places, but she's not one of them. She knows how to be that thing that when surrounded by darkness can light up the sky. We could all do a lot worse than trying to be the moon." Plus, I added, the moon controls the tide, makes the waves. Jimmy laughed at that. We were skipping stones. He held the rock in his hand, turning it over and over. "I'm going to be a tsunami," he said softly. "Everyone's going to know I was here." Then he threw the rock along a perfect low-lying trajectory, watching it plunk, plunk, plunk across the pond. Last month, when it all happened, I thought about that conversation. I thought about Jimmy as a tsunami crashing into everyone, then disappearing, and I was so angry. What's good as a tsunami, Jimmy, if you're only going to be here for a moment? It's so easy to be a tsunami, to flood fast and then recede. What's harder, I've learned, is to fall gently into the water, like the rocks we skipped that day, leaving a whole sea full of ripples, reaching out towards every shore. Like it or not, Jimmy turned out to be those ripples. Will you be the ripples, Jimmy? And I'll be the moon.
Did you hear?
Did you hear?
Hear what?
Did you hear?
Jimmy's gay.
Jimmy's gay?
Weird.
Gross.
Who gives a shit?
That's cool, I guess. Who's Jimmy?
The gay kid.
Oh, did you hear?
Jimmy's
Jimmy's gay! Like, gay?
That's a hard road.
IKOMG.
LOL. Jimmy's gay.
Jimmy's gay?
That's too bad.
He's so cute.
Who's his boyfriend? Who's he screwing?
It's just a thing.
No, it's not.
Oh, let's go shopping.
Do his parents know?
Stop the presses! Jimmy's gay! Jimmy's gay! Jimmy's gay!
Jimmy's gay.
Jimmy's gay.
Jimmy's gay! Gay! Jimmy's gay! Jimmy's gay! Jimmy's gay! Jimmy's gay! Jimmy's gay! Jimmy's gay! Hey!
Are you sure? Did he tell you?
How'd you know?
Did he change his Facebook?
I thought he was dating.
I thought he was doing.
Hey, I guess!
I always knew.
Jimmy's gay.
Jimmy's gay.
Jimmy's gay! I've never met one before.
My third cousin twice removed his gay.
They'd be so cute together.
Oh, do you hear?
Jimmy's gay.
Jimmy's
Late.
Jimmy was a baby. He always wanted to play house. Whenever he did, he always demanded to play the mother. Didn't matter if there were girls in the group. Jimmy was the mom, and that was that. Kids didn't seem to mind, just another game of house. I figured I should have known then. In some ways, Jimmy was a better mother than I was. He was so protective of his friends, Ruth and the others. So much better than me at all the things a mother's supposed to be able to do, even in the kitchen. Now I know it's some sort of rule of motherhood that I'm supposed to be able to cook, but I can't. In Jimmy's whole life, there's only one thing I could make without completely trashing it. Macaroni and cheese. From a box. Now Jimmy, he could cook. Potato cakes, pot roast, angel cake, that boy could cook the house down. He tried to teach me, but I struggled a lot. I was always grabbing the wrong tool, and Jimmy would get so frustrated, and then one day he just lost it. God damn it, Mom! That is a ladle, and this is a butter knife, which can and won't cut tomatoes. And I'm gay! He just stared at me. I didn't know what to say. I just pointed at the door. He walked out.
Diggory, you need to tell the truth. It's time. Tell the truth.
The truth, Diggory, now.
Please, just tell us the truth. Diggory, please tell the truth. The truth, Diggory, now.
The truth, Diggory, now. Now.
Now. The truth, Diggory, now. Now.
Now.
Now.
Just stop. Okay, here's the thing about truth. There is no the truth. The world is full of so many truths that they're bound to contradict each other at least some of the time. Like, how is it true there's a sin to lie or bear falsehoods? But sometimes the kindest thing to do is to lie. And it is true that I am a faithful son of God. And it is true that the Bible says homosexuality is a sin. And it's true that I love Jimmy. And it's true that I hate him for it. I've seen pastors, I've seen therapists, and more therapists. God put these thoughts and struggles in my head as an obstacle, a temptation. I have to learn to fight them and live a righteous and just life. I was 10, and I remember crying on my mother's shoulder. All she could get out of me was that I was going to hell. She finally got me to say that I liked boys and not girls. But that's when we made the commitment to fight these demons together. We were fighting, maybe winning. And then I met Jimmy. He was out and proud. There was something so magnetic about him. I wanted to know what made his world turn and where that confidence came from. But I avoided him. I buried the unnatural thoughts. They were almost gone too, until stupid Senora Jenkins paired me up with Ruth in Spanish class.
Hablen entre ustedes. En español.
Hola, me llamo Ruth.
Me llamo Diggory.
Tú eres homosexual, ¿sí?
I'm not.
En español, por favor.
No estoy. I am a Christian.
Yeah, and gay. The two are not mutually exclusive, you know.
For me, they are.
Well, that's a shame. My friend Jimmy over there, he won't stop talking about you and how cute you are. I was hoping I could play matchmaker, if nothing else, to shut him up. Well, it was nice talking to you, Diggory. Oh, and you are gay. You like guys. No amount of praying will make that go away. And I'm probably the first person to tell you this. But there is nothing wrong with that. But talk to me if you change your mind about Jimmy. You two would be so cute together.
That night, I dreamt about him. It's cliched, I know, but that's what happened. We were on the beach, drinking Capri Sun. And this massive wave came crashing over us, carrying us out to sea together. But I wasn't afraid. I was glad to have company in the deep water. Ruth. Will you say it one more time?
You're gay, Diggory.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
And
Jimmy has a big gay crush on you.
Okay. Let's go find Jimmy.
I've known Jimmy since pre-K. I think for a while my parents had wanted us to get married, but of course that was doomed for more reasons than one. I'll never forget that summer when we were going into high school and he was still in the Boy Scouts and the camp was right next to Camp Sinai. Well, we shared the lake and sometimes we'd even have swim times together. One of those times I was talking to him because he was a face I knew from somewhere other than Temple. And I was telling him about how awful the food was because my family's pretty lax on kosher and it was an Orthodox camp. So that night I heard someone throwing stones against my cabin window. I went outside to see who it was, and there was Jimmy, out past curfew, with a handful of bacon. He kept this up for nearly a full week, and he would have done it the next year too, but he left Boy Scouts because his scoutmaster found him out. And boy, did I need him that year.
All right, let's see. In cabin 8, we've got Leah, Nissa, Miriam, and Ruth.
I call top bunk. Okay, you can have it. Really? No one's gonna fight me for it?
No, Nisa's getting the top bunk here because I'm afraid of heights, and Leah's sharing with me, so she'll be close to the floor if she falls out.
Wait, why is Leah sharing with you? There's a perfectly good bed over here, and then you wouldn't have to squeeze 2 people into that single bed.
How do I put this gently? You see, it's nothing against you or anything. It's just that we
know you're a lesbian and we don't want to share a bunk with you.
Wait, what?
The writing's on the wall. Your hair, you're in the GSA, your failed relationship with Jimmy. You're even looking at the Seven Sisters in Smith College. It's obvious that you're a major lesbo.
None of that means anything. I'm not a lesbian. Not that there would be anything wrong if I were. And even if I was, it wouldn't mean I was attracted to you.
Look, you can deny it all you want, but we know the truth.
I'm not really. I'm asexual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel sexual attraction towards anyone. It actually makes me feel really gross for people to think of me in sexual situations. Or straight. That's part of my relationship with Jimmy failed. We're better friends than we are lovers.
why do you have to be so weird?
Yeah, I know it's weird, and I know a lot of people haven't heard of it. But you know what? For the longest time, I hadn't heard of it either. And you know what I thought I was? Broken. But then I learned that this is a thing, and it has a name, and I'm not alone, and I'm not broken.
So Jimmy and I sort of started hanging out.
Dating. It's called dating.
I was terrified.
Jimmy was over the freaking moon.
What if we get caught? What if someone finds out?
Jimmy wanted to shout it from the rooftops.
One day, we were over at Ruth's house playing Settlers of Catan.
They had been flirting all day. It was adorable. And since Jimmy was practically my brother, disgusting.
Ruth went upstairs to make popcorn. And Jimmy looked at me with an uncharacteristic seriousness. "You know I'm falling for you," he said. "Like, in love." He told me that I was amazing, special. Before all that, I was just used to hearing that I was sinful. And then he leaned in, and he kissed me. And in that moment, I felt amazing. I felt special. And those thoughts were so much louder than what I was used to hearing. I walked him home that evening. It was 7 o'clock, and I told my parents Bible study lasted until 9. So we snuck into his backyard, climbed into his hammock, and watched the sky grow black. I told him about the stars, their names, and the stories of their constellations. For the ones I didn't know, he made them up for me. That one there, he'd say, "That's Ross, the mighty tax accountant." It was the most perfect day.
I know, Diggory.
Of course, they weren't all perfect. There was so much sneaking around, so much lying. I had given in to the devil, and it felt so good. But I knew my parents couldn't find out.
I used to joke that they were like spies trying to keep Diggory so far in the closet his lips tasted like mothballs, unable to reveal his true identity, but secretly undermining the authority.
Here at the FBI, we have rules in place for times like these. Moscow rules, they're called. They've been around since the Cold War. These rules are designed to keep an operative safe while recovering information in hostile territory.
While in the closet.
I mean, same thing, really, right?
Rule 1, assume nothing.
I left my phone downstairs on the coffee table. Ugh, I'm already out of the house, not like my parents will go through everything.
Get back here, Missy, and explain these texts. Who is Sarah, and why would you be talking to a girl this way?
Rule 2, never go against your gut.
Hey, I think we should skip the movie tonight.
But I was really looking forward to it.
Shh, there's my Aunt Carol.
We have to get out of here before she sees us.
Rule 3, everyone is potentially under opposition control.
OMG, Andrea, are you intimidated?
It's true, she's just the best. There she is now.
So cute. Mrs. Smith, you are right. Your daughter is dating women now.
Rule 4, don't look back. You are never completely alone.
That trash can looks suspiciously like my mom. Let's check it out.
How? I knew you'd be fooled by this clever disguise. You're busted, Missy.
Rule 5, go with the flow. Blend in.
Your father and I are going to the courthouse to protest gay marriage. Are you coming or staying here with the devil?
Just a second, let me go get my protesting shoes on.
Rule 6, vary your pattern while staying undercover.
Where are you going? Youth group again? Didn't you just go last night?
No, I met a very nice young man at youth group last night, and we're going to the library to make a list of books that they should read them. Sounds nice. Have fun, sweetheart.
Rule 7, lull them into a sense of complacency.
Hey, Mom, this is my boyfriend James. His hobbies include underage drinking, swearing, and forgery. Oh, and reading his Bible every night.
Well, isn't he lovely?
I need to piss.
Rule 8, don't harass the opposition.
Have you read the paper today? Gay marriage legal. What's next? Bestiality?
Mom, gay people have just as much right to get married as anyone else. It's a basic human right.
What did you just say?
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to mourn the passing of Grandmother Louise. Let us bow our heads in prayer.
Mom, by the way, I'm bisexual.
Rule 9, pick a time and place for action. Rule 10, keep your options open.
This restaurant is perfect. There are a total of 4 exits. And they've set us right next to the emergency door. If somebody sees us, we can disappear in a flash.
OMG, Andrea!
Sarah!
What? So there you have it. The Moscow rule. Be safe, be stealthy, and if they catch you, deny everything. Deny everything. If they catch you, deny everything. If they catch you.
And they caught me. I hated lying to my parents. It felt wrong. I was fully entrenched in my double life as a homosexual, damned for hell. So, one morning at 3 a.m., my door gets kicked in. 2 huge guys came in and strapped a belt around my waist, and brought me downstairs to where my parents were holding out a printout of an email chain between Jimmy and me. They were crying. I tried to tell them that it wasn't what it looked like, but what else could it have been? They said that these men were going to take me to a school that was going to fix me. They made me sit at the dining room table and write a note to Jimmy. It said, "I was mistaken in my feelings for you. I don't want to see you again. I never loved you, and I never will." Seeing the words on paper, I could tell how wrong they were. But I didn't want to lose my family. I don't want to lose my family. So I wrote the note. I left.
Jimmy was a nerd. Specifically, he was a zombie nerd, a Romero-loving, Tom Savini, gore-tastic, Walking Dead nerd. And when we were little, zombies were all we used to talk about. Man, I remember the conversations we used to have about the minutiae of the rules of the zombie universe. And always that dividing line between every zombie fan. Are they fast movers or slow walkers? Now, I'm of the mind that it depends on the biological infection. Is it a biological infection or some magic unexplainable reason? Jimmy squarely fell in the camp of slow walkers, but he could concede the current trend in movies showing them as fast-moving or turbo zombies. He said that since most movies showed the biological infection, that it's possible that the muscles had not yet deteriorated to the point of disuse, so the zombies could jump, run, and even be freakishly strong. But then you dry up, and you become a shambling corpse. A shadow of what once was. Jimmy was becoming a shadow, a whisper of a once loud voice. Now, I know we hadn't talked much in the recent years, but we still saw each other in drama club. But he was on stage and I was on lights. I guess it was the gay thing. People were cruel. Even zombies aren't forever.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, thank you for coming. Hey, my name is Ted Brownback, and I'm running for Congress on 2 issues that threaten to tear apart this once great nation at its moral seams. Of course, I am talking about the gay agenda and zombies. Now, you may be wondering how these 2 abominations are related. Well, please, allow me to explain. You see, one night, the Lord gave me a message in a dream. Yeah? And now in this dream, I was running from a huge horde of undead beings that hungered insatiably for my flesh. And as I was running, the fear and adrenaline began to take over. And I forgot myself. And I dared to question the Almighty. And I said, how can they be abominations? Was it not your will that they rise from their graves? And the Lord, now he looked at me kind of funny, and he said, my son, what is it you think you are running from? And as I turned around, the zombies were gone. And in its place was a large group of homosexuals. Now, like any large gay gathering, this group was comprised mostly of oily men with large muscles and thick mustaches. And they were wearing all manner of gay outfits of leather, affliction shirts, feathered boas, assless chaps, and speedos. Well, I awoke suddenly, startled by the revelation that these two threats were one in the same. Don't believe me? Here are a few things to think about. Number one, zombies aren't born zombies. They have to be turned, just like homosexuals. Now, in both instances, the disease is spread through some kind of infection, like a bite or a scratch or Obamacare. Now, number two, zombies want to make you a zombie too. And so do the gays. Now, they are relentless in television, movies, social media, and even the schools. That's right. The American public school system has become a cesspool of gay indoctrination, hiding behind the banners of tolerance and anti-bullying. Number three, zombies are rotting, and so are the gays, but in a different way. Studies by groups like the Family Research Council and Focus on the Family and Stormfront have consistently shown that homosexuals are devoid spiritually and suffer in larger numbers from alcoholism, drug addiction, and suicide. And number four, zombies hunger for flesh, and that hunger is never satisfied. You know, it amuses me that the gays want to be allowed to be married when they have shown time and time again that they are incapable of monogamy. Like zombies, gays act on only their most base desires and animal instincts without regard to consequence. So there you have it. Hopefully you haven't been so indoctrinated by the mainstream media that you can't see the truth. Gays are just as big and as real a threat to this great nation as zombies. All right, well, I hope I can count on your vote in November, and God bless America.
Last year, we were playing Caldwell High. They're our rivals, or whatever. The game was tight. We changed leads like a dozen times. Anthony, our big center, rolled his ankle and was on the bench. The coach kept telling us this was the most important game of our lives. We were down by 2 with 9 seconds left on the clock. Some Caldwell guy missed a jumper, and I got the rebound. I ran to the other end of the court with them right on me, got myself planted, and shot the most epic three-pointer. Man, that shit was so far off the paint, it should have been a 4-pointer. Swish, nothing but net, baby. The buzzer ran off. We won! Everyone ran out to the court, tackled me to the ground. That was the best moment of my life. The next day at school, everyone was calling me a hero. And I know, it takes more than one admittedly amazing game of basketball to make oneself a hero. You've got to stand up for something.
Yo, Conley, man! You're like a freaking god out on that court! No homo, but you like my hero, man.
Thanks, man, no homo.
Whoa! Perry Central is going down tomorrow!
A hero will take a risk to protect someone from harm.
Oh my god, that bio test was so gay.
That bio test was so gay. We should call it Jimmy.
Yes, Jimmy, the gayest bio test in the world.
Hi, Connolly. Sorry about that game against Perry Central. Those guys must have been held back about 10 times. They They've got 22-year-olds playing for them or something.
Thanks, it was a tough loss.
You're still our hero, Con.
A hero will take a risk to protect someone from harm.
Yo, con man. Me and Eric have the best prank pulled for that Jimmy kid. You want to come?
Jimmy, that kid from our world history class?
Yeah, the gay kid. You coming? It's gonna be awesome.
I actually don't have a problem with gays. It's kind of whatever.
It's gonna be awesome, dude. My sister's stupid dog crapped on my carpet last night, and I thought about rubbing her face in it so she'd learn not to let snoodles into my room again.
But then I thought, you know who would appreciate this big giant poo? The fudge packer.
So Eric brought in the Ziploc full of dog crap, right? And we're gonna dump it all over his locker. But the best part, Con, the best part's the note. Go kill yourself, faggot!
Wait, what?
Snoodle dookie, right in the locker. How awesome is that?
Why the fuck would you do that, Eric?
Ew. Gross. You a fag too, Conley?
Oh, you play ball too well to be a fag.
No, I'm totally straight. You guys, go on ahead. I'm just gonna sit this one out, all right?
Bet you that queer will start crying in front of his locker like a bitch baby.
I didn't know where Jimmy's locker was, but I followed the sound of the laughing. Some kids were just walking by, others, like Eric and Zach, were just standing there, laughing. That weird chick, Ruth, her name is Ruth, was trying to chase the crowd away, and Jimmy was just this poor, crying squab on the ground, holding his knees to his chest. The bell rang, and everyone started trickling off to class. I just stood there. Give me a shot clock with seconds left on it, and I know exactly what to do. But this...
Aren't you supposed to be a hero jock or something? Well, do something, or you're just like them.
I am not just like them. No, I can do this. I got some gym socks from the bottom of my bag and started cleaning up the poop. It smelled awful. I cleaned up what I could and threw away the rest. Jimmy wasn't crying anymore. I don't think he had anything left to cry about. When I asked him what else I could do, he said, "Take me home." I drove it with Ruth telling me where to turn. When we got to the driveway, I said, "I am so sorry that this happened to you." He gave me the most half-hearted smile and headed for the door. I skipped the rest of the day and just drove around thinking. Jimmy didn't come to school the next day. And on Sunday night, the post started flying around on Facebook.
Last night, I saw a bird. It reminded me of Jimmy. So bright, so free. I made the mistake of telling my bunkmates.
How was school today, Jimmy?
God, why did I get involved? Now everyone thinks I'm a fag.
It was a joke. It was funny.
I mean, we thought so.
Has anyone seen Jimmy? He wasn't in first period.
I'm sorry, I was just asking.
Did you see him when he sat down in front of the lockers?
I kind of took the fun out of it.
Next thing they know, they took my bed. I was sleeping on the floor, alone.
He looked so terrified, though. How could I not get involved?
This isn't a time for jokes. We're not dating. I'm really worried about him.
I'm here to listen if you want to talk.
Mr. Park called me into his office and gave me 3 days of detention, but that's no more than I usually do.
Homosexuality is a sin against God. Are you sure? Can't God love me how I am?
Yes, I know the rules, but I'm trying to get in touch with Jimmy. Do you have to take my phone?
Jesus loves me.
Did you hear Conley drove him home? What the hell is up with that?
Yeah, I gave him a ride home. It was the right thing to do.
I don't know what's going on with you, but I'll see you when I get home.
Yeah, I've heard about the prank. I saw the prank. It wasn't funny, it was stupid, and it really hurt him.
You haven't seen him, have you?
I was washed and I was sanctified the Lord in the name of our Jesus Christ. My name is Diggory and I'm an ex-gay. One day you can be like me too.
Last night was rough.
Jimmy, I'm home. I got pizza. You want to come downstairs?
Jimmy? Jimmy? Oh my God, call 911!
911, where's your emergency? Okay, I'm gonna send someone right now.
To not be is not a way to be, and that's why I'm writing this. I want to die. To many of you, this will come as no surprise. To many more of you, this will not matter. We cannot know and love and cherish every single life, and those of you left behind must find a way to be. For me, it's not here. I know because I went looking and all I got was dog shit. Literally. So now, I'm going somewhere I hope I can find peace. I'm going to find Lincoln and Marsha Johnson and Leela. I'm going to find everyone who has ever heard like I have and understands why we do the things we do and why I have to die to finally find what I need be. Happy. I need to be happy. So here I am. Regardless, this is what I am now. And now, I will address everyone who has ever meant anything to me. To all of you, know that this is not your fault. To my mother, I can only wonder what will be on the other side, but the one truth I've had in my life here is that I've had you, a permanent in the world of temporaries. Boys will bully, girls will gossip, and the non-binary will continue to try to find a place to be alive, and I know you did your best. And we'll support everyone and love them. Just like you loved me. To Ruth, in Tomorrowland, there are only golden sun rays and chocolate rivers. I want to watch you grow and change and be happy. Keep swimming the river Styx, and one day we will reunite. We will scream from the rooftops and bathe in heavenly light and just be. But right now you gotta make your own bacon and live the way we did together. To Diggory, I hope in heaven I can finally understand why you left. I doubt you'll ever even hear this or read this, so I guess I can be brutally honest. I loved you. God, I loved you. There's nothing in the world that I wanted more than to be with you, but I know that I can't be with you. This is what I want, so don't be sad. Jimmy.
Jimmy!
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy!
elementary last year. We were so close.
Why did Johnny have to die?
Actually, his name was Jimmy.
Last January, I asked if I could borrow a pencil. He said yes. Jamie was the most giving guy ever.
Jimmy. His name was Jimmy.
I still have it in my locker. I know, I saw it. It's like he's still there. I will never sharpen it again.
He was in that big school play once, right up there singing and dancing like he was some kind of big Broadway star. Oh, I knew he was gonna make it big.
That was Flowers for Algernon. There was no dancing or singing in it. Did you even see the show?
Well, no, but I could, just tell he was so talented.
Oh, last week I asked him if it was raining, and he said yeah, and now it'll be raining in my heart forever. Oh, come on.
We wrote him a poem.
Mm-hmm. J is for the joy you brought to our lives.
E is for the positive energy that he brought into the room.
R is for rad, just like he was.
R is for really great.
Y is for you, Jerry. We all miss you so much.
Jimmy! Jimmy, what the hell? His name was Jimmy. You didn't know him at all.
Hey guys, I made rainbow flags that everyone knows we support him.
Rainbow because he was a queer.
Exactly.
Yay, queers!
Woo! Where were you when they put the dog shit in his locker?
Calm down, that was kind of funny.
Where were you when they told him he should just kill himself?
Well, no one really meant that, of course.
Yeah. We're all allies here. Can't you gays take a joke? I'm asexual, not gay, damn it.
What? I don't know what that is.
So this is the boys' room.
I'm aware. I am taking this opportunity to do whatever the hell I want without worrying about social constructs. My best friend just killed himself, after all.
I know.
I remember last Thursday. I remember what you did.
It was nothing.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, did you know he was going to...
Emily, do you really think that had I known I would have let this happen?
I knew you two were close. I'm sorry for your loss.
No, stop. If one more person says that they are sorry for my loss, I swear to God I am going to claw their eyes out. Has there ever been a less sincere thing to say to someone who just lost someone?
Did you follow me into the bathroom just to berate me, Ruth?
No, I wanted to see what a urinal looked like. Gross.
Where is this going, Ruth?
Well, the way I see it, we have two options. We fix it or we leave. Jimmy left. He gave up. I don't mean to speak ill of him, but god damn.
That's a big job, the fixing it.
Good thing we are very big people.
So what do we do now?
Well, you do whatever you came in here to do, and I'll be waiting for you outside.
Hey, Ruth. Hey, Ruth. Oh. It's cool. I get it. I just wanted to come over and, say I'm sorry. We didn't mean for it to go that far. I didn't hate the kid. We were just messing with him, Anyway, I guess I just wanted to apologize and say I'm sorry for your loss.
Are you fucking kidding me?
What? What's wrong?
Eric, I don't really have any time for this.
Hey!
I don't have any sympathy for you.
What's your problem?
And if you dare for anything else, I swear to...
What is wrong?
Oh, screw you, Eric. You are such an asshole.
Ruth, stop it.
He doesn't deserve forgiveness. He doesn't get to talk to any of us.
Ruth, I get it. Go to class. Just go.
Thanks, man. I was just trying to apologize. I don't know what the hell her problem is.
Don't kid yourself, Eric, or anyone else. You didn't apologize because you were sorry. You apologized to make yourself feel better.
No, whatever, dude. I'm just trying to do the right thing.
Oh, that's just it, Eric. We all had the opportunity to do the right thing, and none of us took it. An apology has to be more than words. It's about changing our actions, changing the way we treat people. It's about helping Jimmy pick up his books, not knocking them out of his hands. You get it?
I don't think anybody gets it. Damn it, it was just a joke. I didn't mean for the kid to go and...
Eric, get over yourself. Jimmy didn't kill himself because of you.
What?
Yes, you did some shitty things. And you need to take responsibility for the stuff you contributed. But there's a whole world of people who continue to pile on the shit, just like you did. You need to ask yourself, Eric, if you want to continue treating people this way. Learn from this. Sorry.
At the far end of town, where rainbow flags fly, where everything's perfect, now Doma's bye-bye, and the 9 sitting justices ruled to endorse marriage for everyone, a slim margin of 5 judges to 4. You might be wondering, how did we get here, where hetero can live in harmony with queer? You could probably look up the history on your webaphone, but this is live theater. To showiness we're prone. A long time ago, when things were not nice, and the rights of these groups have been marginalized.
We're fighting this fight, but we can't do it alone. We're going to need allies to temperate this zone. The majority in charge uses us as a political wedge issue.
But this is too much. Oh, please, pass the tissues. To be recognized as equal is something we all plead.
To be treated as human is something we all need.
We are the celebs. We speak for the gays.
We speak for the gays because the gays have no voice. Our civil dealings in marriage have a limited choice.
Then out stepped Gaga with blue striped hair. Then Midler, Madonna, and Streisand and Cher.
I'm Cher, bitch.
She said with tongue planted in cheek. Madonna said,
I'm bi. Well, at least I am this week.
Then Gaga sauntered on in a stylist creation, a dress wrapped in gay icons, literally appropriation. Written on her dress was Rachel Maddow and Ellen, Jodie Foster, NPH, Ian McKellen, Stephen Fry, Anderson Cooper were used in design, even the ghosts of Harvey Milk and Gertrude Stein, Rosie O'Donnell and Tim Cook, Terrence McNally and Governor Kate Brown, then the head of communications for the twittering gays, oh my, the social media savvy, George Takei.
We hetero celebs all fight for the crown.
Of anointed ally that speaks for the town.
Of oppressed minorities and transgender teens.
Of the bears.
And lesbians.
And eloquent queens.
We build careers out of speaking our minds and to show we're all equal in the quilt called mankind.
Please excuse that heterosexist term. It rhymed. Then 2 children stepped forward and began to explain in a manner assertive, to instruct, not disdain, to the allied celebs.
The
term meant is queer. We think it's more fitting for the oppressed that are here.
They said,
it's not supposed to be a performance or to ignore true identity in view of conformance.
It's supposed to be living your life in a way that doesn't reinforce behaviors you claim to dismay.
Then in their presentation, they threw a curveball, turned and spoke to the audience, thus breaking the fourth wall.
Someone like you cares a whole awful lot. Things are not going to get better. It's not.
It's about speaking up to those who share your identity and not just engaging the obvious enemies.
Whether your privilege is race, gender, class, or education.
Or religion, age, ability, or sexual orientation. Solidarity in total isolation lacks one vital thing.
Accountability for the actions you bring.
Part of your privilege.
And here's the $64,000 question.
You have a choice whether or not to resist the oppression.
Ally is not a noun or a status update. It's not something you declare and then just sit and wait. For the change to come and ideas to take traction, stand up in solidarity. Speak with your actions.
Excuse me?
Shit.
I'm sorry, is this where,
The survivors of suicide meet? Yes. It's a support group. But if you're looking for something more private, I run a private practice. I can give you my
No.
card.
I said I was going to do this, and I'm here.
Would you like to sit? I'm just going to keep setting up the chairs.
What am I going to say? I feel like I've rehearsed these words in my head a million times, and I'm sitting here and I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm here.
Guilt. We think that if we could have spotted the signs sooner, or maybe interpreted them in a different way, we'd be able to make things different than they are.
No, I knew, and I thought I could change it.
Would you like to sit?
Pardon?
Sorry, it's one of those therapy tropes. Please sit, and I'll listen.
It's just his father made it so difficult. He couldn't accept him, not the way he was. I couldn't either at first, to be honest. We both thought that we'd failed to protect him from influences that were changing him. But I loved him. Still love him.
I believe that when you say you loved him.
I didn't think I'd be able to say those words aloud. And to a stranger, no less.
I'm willing to listen, and so will the rest of the group. But if you just want to sit and listen when they get here, that's fine too. Oh, I lied.
What?
There is one thing you'll have to say. Your name and why you're here.
Oh. I'm Cheryl, and I'm a survivor of suicide. And I'm angry and frustrated and sad, and I don't know what to do with it.
Sharing is a good start. Once upon a time, there was a little boy who lived in a castle and wanted to be a princess. He had found a tiara, and it was beautiful. It shined and it sparkled, and he loved it because he knew it was his. But someone else wanted that crown and hated that the little boy loved it so desperately. The queen. One day, the queen took the tiara and hid it away where the boy would never find it. When the little boy realized it was missing, he began to search the castle. He searched and he searched until the walls of the castle swallowed him up, never to be seen again. And when the queen realized the little boy was missing, she began to search the castle. She searched and she searched, but the walls of the castle would not swallow her up. She still returns to the place where she hid the tiara, hoping that one day, the little boy will return.
Really?
that's not just going to work. You turn your ass around and you look me in the eye. Okay, so you're alive.
Yeah,
Are you okay?
yes, I'm fine. Thank you, Ruth. Now, please excuse me.
Nope, stop, Digger. You stay right there and you look me in the eye. It is wonderful that you're okay. I have been worried, sick. It is so good to see you. But now that you're here, I get to yell at you.
Yell at me?
Yeah. Why the hell weren't you here? Where have you been? Do you have any idea what it's been like to go through this alone? Look me in the eyes, Diggory. What kind of friend are you? Answer me, damn it. Why?
They made me, okay?
Your parents?
Yes, they made me write that note, but I'm glad they did. Homosexuality is sin against God. I love God and I love my parents. I was sick. I needed to get better.
Diggory, honey, you don't believe any of that.
It's all the truth. I'm so glad that I have parents who care enough about me to protect me when I'm on a path to hell.
Diggory, honey, they brainwashed you.
I've got to get to class. It is good to see you. And will you tell Jimmy to stay away too, please? I need my space. I'll pray for you.
You don't know.
Don't know what?
I thought for sure you knew, but you hadn't heard. They didn't tell you. No one's told you.
What are you talking about, Ruth?
Jimmy's dead, Diggs. He killed himself.
When?
God, about 2.5 months ago now.
No, I can't. I've got to get to class, Ruth. I'll pray for you. Both of you.
It should have been obvious to everyone. Sometimes people don't see it because they're in it. It's like when you're at home and you're just reading and the AC cuts off and suddenly you're alone in the silence. Suddenly that sound before just seems so loud. I don't think anyone could have told him differently once he made his mind up. Which is why I should have said something sooner, when I noticed. One day during rehearsal for the fall musical, Jimmy, who was just a dancer in the chorus, which is already weird because he usually tried out for the leads. Anyway, Mr. Davis, our director, was blustering on about someone's missed entrance. I saw Jimmy smile like he was about to make some smart-ass comment. Jimmy was famous for his comments during Mr. Davis's notes. They usually got him in trouble, but Jimmy didn't care, and Mr. Davis usually laughed too. Then he stopped smiling. He didn't say anything. There must have been something making him hold back like that. I'd never seen him do that. Take a moment like that. It's so easy to recognize the noise now that it's so quiet.
It's called Escuela de la Esperanza, and it's in Honduras. Please. They put it out of the country on purpose, so it's harder to find out what's really going on there, and it makes it harder to get away. Every morning, they check to make sure your pillow is perfectly centered on the bed. If it isn't, they take it away. If I forgot even one word, my assigned scripture, they made me run up and down this giant hill. Sometimes I was running until I was coughing up blood. And when I did, they said it was Satan leaving my body. You said I was brainwashed, Ruth. I wasn't brainwashed. I was broken. Now tell me what happened to Jimmy.
Diggory,
Just tell me what happened to Jimmy.
Eric put dog crap in Jimmy's locker.
How is that any different than what Eric does every day?
I don't know, Diggory. Jimmy was already in a dark place. He said all he could hear was the whole world laughing at him inside his head. So he wrote a note, posted it to Tumblr with a time delay on it, and then his mom found him when he didn't come down for dinner.
So Jimmy's really gone. And I wasn't here to stop him.
Tiggery, none of us could have stopped him, and if we dwell on the ways we could, none of us will ever heal.
I don't want to heal. I shouldn't be allowed to heal.
Tiggery, the self-loathing is not a way to live your life.
Homosexuality isn't against God. They said it was the only way that I would get to see my parents again.
Do you really believe that?
I thought I did. I don't know what I believe anymore.
I'm your friend, Diggory. Do you believe that?
Yes.
I love you, Diggory. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Can that be a start of believable things?
It can. When I got home that evening, I told my parents what happened at school. I expected sympathy. All they did was ask me if it worked. Did it work? I'm telling you something pretty close to torture, and you asked me if it worked. In that moment, I didn't recognize my parents. I didn't recognize the people who used to cut the crusts off my sandwiches and push me on the swing. So I told them no. It didn't work. And that because of them, because of their therapy, Jimmy was dead, and I wasn't here to help him. I just packed a bag, and I left.
Welcome to this evening's edition of An Every Man's Complete History of Queer Rights Movement, edited and abridged for those with sensitive sensibilities, Part 1. Everything is just fine. Once upon a time, someone realized they were attracted to someone with the same genitalia as them.
And everyone was completely okay with that. No one lost their shit at all.
They decided they wanted to dance together in public at a nightclub with other people just like them.
Which caused absolutely no uproar, no shoes were thrown, no one's rights were violated, and no drag queens were put behind bars.
A very nice homosexual ran for public office and was elected.
And then the very nice homosexual died of natural causes. No marches, no riots, everything is fine, I tell you.
The religious community weighed in on the homosexuality, with prominent Reverend Jerry Falwell stating that the gays were
just Andy!
And we're all going to
the mall to buy fabulous man purses.
The time came when gays decided they wanted to get married.
And all the courts flew rainbow flags, gay weddings for everyone, and every parent loved their gay son, and supported their non-binary, asexual, pansexual child, and hugged their asexual daughter, and everyone was called by their preferred gender pronoun, and the conversion therapists were all lined up at the door of the unemployment office, and everyone peed where they wanted to. A GSA in every school and a chicken in every pot.
Unless you're vegetarian.
And that's absolutely how it happened, right?
And it is still happening, yes.
Then why do these LGBTQ plus kids keep killing themselves?
Please tune in tomorrow for our next edition of An Every Man's Complete History of Queer Rights Movement, edited and abridged for those with sensitive sensibilities, Part 2. We've already told you everything is just fine. Please ignore direct evidence to the contrary.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death among young people ages 10 to 24. Lesbian, gay, and bisexual youth are 4 times more likely, and questioning youth are 3 times more likely to attempt suicide as their straight peers.
Suicide attempts by lesbian, gay, and bisexual youth and questioning youth are 4 to 6 times more likely to result in injury, poisoning, or overdose that requires treatment from a doctor or nurse compared to their straight peers.
Nearly half of young transgender people have seriously thought about taking their lives, and 1 quarter report having made a suicide attempt.
Lesbian, gay, and bisexual youth who come from highly rejecting families are 8.4 times more likely to have attempted suicide as lesbian, gay, and bisexual peers who reported no or low levels of family rejection.
Bullying of LGBTQ youth has been shown to be a contributing factor in many suicides, even if not all the attacks have been specifically addressing sexuality or gender.
Each episode of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer victimization, such as physical or verbal harassment or abuse, increases the likelihood of self-harming behavior by 2.5 times on average.
When my son Jimmy did tell us that he was gay, I could see him start to slip away, or rather his father and I pushed him away, as if he were being punished, being put in timeout for doing something that he wasn't supposed to do. Once I realized we were being the fools, I tried to reach out, but it was too late. It was no longer my choice to let him back into our lives. He was shutting us out. I hope that someone here today will listen to these words and not make the same mistakes I have made. The Family Acceptance Project's research has demonstrated that parental acceptance and even neutrality with regard to a child's sexual orientation can bring down the attempted suicide rate. Talk and listen. Parents who talk with and listen to their teen in a way that invites an open discussion about sexual orientation can help their teen feel loved and supported. Provide support. Parents who take time to come to terms with how they feel about their teen's sexual orientation will be more able to respond calmly and use respectful language. Stay involved. Parents who make an effort to know their teen's friends and know what their teen is doing can help their teen stay safe and feel cared about. Be proactive. Parents can access many organizations and information online to learn more about how they can support their LGBTQ teen.
Thank you, guys.
Diggory, you're here. I thought you were gone.
It's a very long story.
If you'd like to talk, I'm here to listen.
To keep it simple, I believe I no longer have parents or a home or anything other than what's on my person right now. And I'm still trying to figure out if God hates me.
That sounds like a very big problem to figure out on your own. Why don't we start with some boxed macaroni and cheese and take it from there?
Boxed macaroni and cheese was his favorite.
I know, sweetheart.
What about Jimmy's dad? Will he be okay with this arrangement?
You leave him to me. You are welcome in our home.
Jimmy would have hated the dress I wore to prom last night. It was silver, but not at all roughly. Diggory wore a matching vest. I was so nervous because school had been so tense since it all happened. But it was wonderful to see everyone letting loose. And then I saw Elizabeth, a girl I know from art class, dancing with a senior named Colleen. Slow dancing, and no one said anything. No one yelled dyke, no teachers told them that they should get away from each other. Even Eric kept his mouth shut. probably because he knew Conley would have decked him if he said anything. And then Noah, a gorgeous senior soccer player, asked Diggory to dance. And I only had to push him a little to get him on the dance floor. It's amazing, the hiding has stopped. It's the ripples. We cannot be put back the way we were. It's so wonderful, the difference that Jimmy has made in death. Just imagine the difference he could have made if he had stayed.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I mean, oh no, oh God.
It's okay. I just like to sit up here for a while before group gets started. It's through there.
How long has it been for you?
6 months, 1 week, and 3 days. Yep.
8 days. Does it get better?
It gets different. I'm Diggory. I'm a survivor of Jimmy.
Tara, survivor of Derek.
Well, I'm sorry, Tara, that you had to join our club. Our membership is weekly and the dues really freaking suck, but we do have snacks.
Instant coffee and store brand chocolate chip cookies. Nice consolation prize for losing.
You're Derek. Who was he?
Was. Still not used to was. Derek was my brother.
Oh, honey, I couldn't imagine losing Micah. He's my little brother.
Were you guys close?
We were. He lives at my old house and I live at the new one. I don't see him much anymore. Were you and Derek close?
Very. We drifted apart when he went to college, but we still talked every Friday. It's amazing how you think there will always be more Fridays. You think that if you're just there enough, then you could be that stable thing in your life. You think, this has to be rock bottom, and now I can pull them up. That's the thing about rock bottom. Sometimes you hit it, and then
you start digging. I get that. But I think I got this archaeologist thing down. Sometimes you just dig, and then you find something. And maybe it's petrified crap. Or maybe it's a vase or something. Or maybe it's that part of you that is fundamentally indestructible. You know?
indestructible. Right now I'm just trying not to fall to pieces. What would you tell him if you were still here?
I'd tell him that I loved him. I wouldn't mumble it or swallow my words or say it over my shoulder. I'd tell him that I loved him. And I'd tell him to keep going. Not because of me, because the keeping going is totally worth it.
So Jimmy was your
My boyfriend.
survivors of suicide. Who the fuck thought it was a good idea to name this group SOS anyway?
Come on. Tara, I'm not gonna lie to you. These next few months are going to fucking suck. But there's gonna be a day where you don't think about Derek. And at first you feel guilty about that. But then those days will get more frequent, and I have to believe that Derek and Jimmy will be okay with that. And I have to believe that they know that this right here is survival for both of us. And survival is a pretty goddamn fine place to start.
Well, I'll tell you this. If there isn't a secret handshake, then I'm out of here.
Make one up. Come on. Ready to go in?
I hope that someone here today will hear these words and not make the same mistakes I have.
Even zombies aren't forever.
I'm sorry. An apology has to be more than words.
This right here is survivable. and everything else has to be too.
The hiding is stopped. It's the ripples. You be the ripples, Jimmy. And I'll be the moon.
So as you've heard by the announcements that kept poking in during the performance, the library's closing in 5 minutes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go down the row, and we'd like you to say your name, PGPs, and one fun fact about yourself. I'm going to let you pick. And then we're going to be able to take 2 questions. Start us off, Francis.
I'm Francis, and my PGPs are she, her, and hers. And I really like hamsters.
I'm Caroline, PGP's she, her, hers, and this is my mother's actual dress.
Hi, my name is Caleb. My PGPs are he, him, his, and Chipotle is my life.
Hi, Alice. She, her, hers, or they, them, their. And my favorite animal is bat.
Hi, I'm Blake. Any pronouns are fine with me, and it is ridiculously hot back there, and that's why I'm so sweaty. I'm so sweaty.
I am Will, he, him, his, and if I could, I'd be a dragon.
My name is Imani, she, her, hers, and I fell while I was trying to do my quick change back then.
Hello, my name is Daniel. My preferred gender pronouns are he, him, and his. Anything said with sass and respect. And I'm from Virginia.
Hello, my name is Mead Ryder. My preferred gender pronouns are he, his, and him. And today I started fostering 2 kittens.
Give it up for that! All right, so audience, if you have any questions about anything that you saw tonight, or the process, or whatever, raise your hand and we'll be happy to answer them. Yes, what's your question?
What was the writing process and how long was the process?
All right, what was the writing process and about how long were we working on this piece? Who'd like to take that?
Okay, I'll take it. We brought in scenes, and our lovely facilitators brought in scenes, and we'd read them and we'd make cuts, and it went on for a month or 2. And we just, initially we just started writing scenes, and then we got one scene that gave us our show concept, and so we started to write scenes around that, and we just worked what fit into the show and where.
When we started with this concept of the overlapping voices, I want to give credit to Blake Scene. He brought us in this overlapping voices that you saw several times throughout the show, and
And so then it just became very clear what characters became more prominent, I guess, Jimmy's, or the ripples of Jimmy's story, yeah.
Who would be in his life. We had a lot of conversations about who was in his life and who we would need to see more of. And
yeah. Any other questions? And if we don't answer anything, oh yes, in the back.
So I guess watching this, I felt like there were definitely a lot of things that I've seen in the news and seen or heard of affecting queer youth. And I was just wondering if like the process of going through this script creating and then acting this out in front of an audience, if that felt healing for you, or what impact that has had on you guys as people in this community.
I think for me, the suicide note that Jimmy was reading, I wrote that, and I think as somebody who has been in a position where I have tried to kill myself, writing that was my way of getting out a lot of things that I never really got to say. And working with all of these amazing people, like, there's been so much support. Like, I know I've personally had at least one breakdown when we were writing this show. It's been very, very hard, but I've loved every minute of it. And I have become such a better person, not only for doing the show, for writing the show, for meeting all these wonderful people. So.
I can attest to much the same. Some of Ruth's scenes were based on exaggerated things that actually happened with me. And, venting that personal way was nice, but also venting, to the world about world stuff. And it was a good healing process for me, at least.
All right. Thank you very much for coming out and supporting us tonight. And if you have any other questions, I believe there's lots of bits of information and ways to contact us. And yeah, we hope to see you all soon.
And if you enjoyed tonight's performance, we are performing again tomorrow night, same time. Also, we'll be live streaming it again tomorrow night. So if you want to watch it again from the comfort of your own home, you're welcome to. Please remember that we are in the middle of our annual campaign, and we need your help to continue doing what we do. Please consider giving on our Indiegogo campaign, www.igg.me/@/companyq. Spelled correctly. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you.
And if you can't donate money, then donate time and energy and share that link with your friends that have money.